Back live. Welcome back, everybody, to Waffle Board Breaks. How's everybody doing? I know we got a good crowd tonight. Obviously, 30 boxes, 32 jerseys. We have a double box still available in that reload. Of course, we've hit 13 boxes left from the reload. We've hit 3, including the last box. Oh, no, actually, no, the second last box. Last box was Patrick Lonnie finally out. We hit the Darcy Tucker from the reload just before that. So we started to hit some reload boxes. Obviously, we had 2 last week. And of course, we had Stahl, and obviously they're from the most recent reload. So just 4 of our oldest boxes, of course, just from March, and then March, 2 from May, and then the 1 early June box. And then, of course, we still have 5 from late June, and then everything else is from July, and then the August reload. So some good stuff still to hit. Looking forward to seeing what comes out this week, leading into the double box, which is live on eBay. You guys get your bids in now for Sunday. Of course, I'll end whatever hits tonight and whatever hits on Thursday. Like I said, you guys should be receiving, even with the holidays, should start receiving your jerseys over the next couple of days. I expect everybody to start getting them by Wednesday, Thursday at the latest. I think there's usually not too much delay. Mail still moves through the holiday, just no delivery. So if you guys are used to getting your stuff on Wednesday and Thursday, I sent out everything on Saturday afternoon. So you guys should be getting stuff. I had a nice stack of stuff went out last week. Of course, the jerseys from Sunday and whatever hits today and Thursday won't go out until Saturday anyway. But we still got a good batch to get to. Been doing good. Hope you guys know with the reload is going along well. I'm about 14 or so definites, and there's a couple. I have backups of stuff that's still boxed up, which I could always drop in there. I'm still hunting. Grabbed a couple jerseys today, 2 or 3. So it's coming along pretty good. Like I said, always got to be ready for the next reload, and of course the reload after that. I know as we're getting into September, we're getting into the camps. I told the camps officially start. All of them start within 8 days of today. The first one's Vancouver, which is over in Sweden, starts on the 6th. Then a bunch of them start the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And the last 2, which is Philadelphia, and somebody else starting the 10th. So, everybody's going to be, playing some hockey. Obviously just camp time. Lots of drills, learning your new players and your coaches, and obviously young players, trying to, at least stick with the 10 games or get sent down to the minors. And it's fun. Like you said, hockey's here. We're already in October baseball, stress times. Obviously, the Jays blew one bad yesterday, and they're looking like they're going to be able to take a crazy barn burner today, which is not over yet. But, yeah, these are the games you got to win. Obviously, they're still, getting some runs in the top of the 9th. Hopefully they can close that one out. Philly's kind of limping in the lead because the Mets are coming up short. So that's one division that's kind of done with. I think Milwaukee is probably done in their division, and I'm not close to that. I think they're probably done. They'll probably close that up. And Detroit's looking to close out their division. But the other 3, obviously the Dodgers and Padres fighting tough. Obviously the Rangers are one of the teams that's fighting for Houston. With the like I said, they're fighting for playoff seedings, and we'll see as we get closer and closer to obviously get closer and closer to the beginning of October. But it's gonna be tough. Like I said, it's taking Tuvo. Very good, Thomas. Very good. Like I said, I just got all 3 of those spots left, and I don't want to break until somebody wants to grab those. Thomas M is grabbing the Tuvo. Okay. Very, very nice. That is yours. Like I said, Keandre and Matt Murray, the only spots left. Let me see, make sure I got that. Tuvo. Big fan of Tuvo. Nice fin. So there we go. Let's see if you can continue your luck. I actually printed out. I was looking at the break history. Obviously, Big Al hit the Lonnie at the last break. And of course, Darcy Tucker was Thomas M as the last spot, claiming or second to last spot of the eBay, and he grabbed that one. But I was looking at the history. The last 8 boxes were all hit by different people, which is crazy because obviously we had the 500th anniversary. I gave away freebies, but that was a puck and a hat. But the last streak, the last eight boxes have all been hit by different people. In fact, 6 of those people are here tonight, just so we know. So if anybody wants to get a heater going, we got 6 of the 8 are here in the house. Big Al, Thomas, CK, Mike H, Nick F, and Larry have all hit in the last 8. The other 2 are Ron, who's not here. Usually he's working during the week. Sometimes he drops in and grabs spots. And Nick G. Nick G grabs mostly on Sundays, but he stops by every once in a while. But so 6 of the 8 are in the room spots. So we'll see if able to get a heater started. Previously, other than that, we had Adam. Adam actually, he not in the last 8, but Adam had been a little hot before that, and he has a couple of spots tonight, so he's in the room. Before that, the most recent different people we had were Jason M, Carl Z. Neither of them are here tonight, and Ty. Ty's here. Ty hit actually the last box before the last reload. That was back at the end of July. So Tyrone, Ty is here with some spots. So good luck to him as well. Good luck to everybody. I don't root for or against anybody. I always like to see when people get off schneiden. Obviously, Ty hasn't been here lately, but anybody that's been with us in and out pretty much regularly over the last several years, I'd definitely like to see you guys, either start new heaters or, break losing streaks, whatever it may be. I don't root for or against anybody, but I do like to see dedication to old spots. I like to see that pay off. Of course, the new spots, it's they haven't been there real long. Like I said, our reload is only 6 boxes in, and so there's no real history with these, though. You obviously stake your claims and you fight off people with the Facebook claims, and obviously you fight off people with your eBay bids, and you start to see certain spots tend to gravitate towards certain people. But like I said, it's always interesting to see the strategies and the game plans. Like I said, we do have a couple open spots from the reload, so if anybody wants to see get some closer mojo and grab one of the last 2 spots from this last reload, they are in there, Kendra Miller and Matt Murray. So I'm not gonna wait too long, and I'm not gonna make you guys grab those spots if you don't want. I said we're gonna obviously break it if nobody wants them. So I said I could, if either one of them hits, I can decide what to do with it. Of course, I could always give it away to the room, or I can keep it for another reload. I hate self-hit. Never like to self-hit. Of course, unless I'm buying spots in. We've done that with the third party where, I went my own boxes, third-party boxes. I went on a terrible dry spell and finally hit one, which was nice. It's rewarding, but at the same time, I'm just in the same boat as you guys. I'm buying spots just like your guy buying spots. So, but like I said, it was nice to finally hit there. I'm actually starting to warm up over at Big Al's. I'm hitting stuff that I can use for the reload, nothing for the PC. So nothing nothing to dance about, but nice jerseys nonetheless. I'm more than happy to get them to you guys in the future reload. And it's my targets aren't hitting, but I've had some luck with the random spots over at Big Al. So he has a couple. I think he has 4 more boxes from this past Series 7 of East Coast. I think he has 2 more tomorrow. So make sure you get over there. I think by the end of these 4 boxes, he will have, I think, a third of the series. I think he had 14 or 15 to start, and I think he got 6 more boxes. So I think 60 total boxes. He'll probably have had at least 20 or 21 of them. So definitely get over to Big Al's if you guys aren't. I mean, most of you guys are, but if you guys wander over there to grab some spots, claim your spots, pick one, get ones. Double boxes he's doing for the last 4, I believe. And he also has he's doing some giveaways. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, if you hit, you won't be eligible to giveaways, but I think he has 20 spots. Some people buy more than one. So if you manage to, if you're one of the unlucky ones that doesn't hit either of the two jerseys, you'll be eligible to hit one of the freebies. So that's nice. Like I said, it's always good of us breakers to try to give back where we can and get you guys chances of some legit quality free stuff, not junk. Like I said, I mean the pucks to speak. I mean obviously giving away that Hall of Famer Daniel Sedin game puck was nice, and then the great Barkov numbered to his jersey number, first ever hat trick. It's pretty cool. So I like giving back to you guys. I know Big Al does as well. Jays win. There it is. Okay, closed it out. I knew by grabbing the extra run the top of the ninth on the wild pitch, I was hoping they could close it out. But I mean, Cincinnati just wouldn't stop coming. I mean, obviously defending their home turf, that ballpark, they were just bouncing. So yeah, so they lost the heartbreaker yesterday, walk-off loss, and they won one today, double-digit scoring. And I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be like that for the rest of September. Obviously, one more against Cincinnati, and then they play the Yankees 3, I think, in New York. So it's going to be the Yankees have been on fire. So it's good to see if they can. I mean, they played them well last time they played them. So we'll see if they can put their bullpen together. They're relatively healthy now, so you can't. I mean, obviously they have. Jays have some guys have been beamed, some broken bones, like wrist bones or pinky bones, but other than that, they're pretty healthy across the board. Which is, I mean, obviously Santander's been out for most of the year, but he's not back yet. And Yimi Garcia, he's out, I think, for the season. But other than that, like I said, what they've had in place last couple of months, I think everybody's ready to play. So whoever you're rooting for, whatever team you're behind, obviously the Jays are a fun team right now. I'm not sure if they have obviously they have, I think they have second most wins in baseball. I think they're third at the worst, and we'll see if they can continue being hot into October. But they've had some really bad showings the last 3 appearances. They've lost all 6 games, so that's not cool. That's it. But like I said, I mean, it'd been nice to see the Jays get deep into the playoffs for the first time in quite some time. So obviously they haven't been to the World Series since '93, but they won back-to-backs. And like I said, there's been a couple nice trips since then, but nothing. Obviously they got knocked out by Kansas City. That was a rough one. And then I guess Cleveland took them out when they went to the World Series. And so they've had a couple chances to get back to the World Series, and they fell short. And we'll see. Like I said, they're our team that spends money. Obviously, Toronto's a huge city, huge franchise, and they do spend money. I mean, they're not quite Yankees and Dodgers and Red Sox and Mets, but they're right there. Like I said, obviously, and they should be. I mean, they're the only Canadian baseball team. Obviously, they have the entire country, to support them, whether it's monetarily or with eyes. I mean, you're the team. There's no Expos anymore, and the west coast of Canada still must root for the Jays as the only Canadian team. So we'll see. We'll see if they can keep things in order and drive towards the playoffs. But like I said, hockey is here. I mean, we're less than a week away from Vancouver over in Sweden, and I'm going to try to catch, whether it's grainy, Zapruder film of the practice. I mean, I know the lights aren't as right in some of these Swedish arenas. I don't know where exactly in Sweden they are. I don't know if they're in Stockholm or where, I don't know where exactly their games are being played over there. I don't know where their camp is, but like I said, I think the Jays aren't. I think the Bolts aren't playing in Tampa. I'm trying to remember where Sarasota. They're playing a weird spot. Like I couldn't believe that where their camp is. It's not actually in the Tampa area. I think it's a little bit further away. So I got to see where that is. I know, obviously, the Flyers skate zone is right here in Voorhees around the corner. So they play, basically across the river from Philly, but, 5 minutes from me. So it'll be nice to see. I don't know if sometimes they have open practices. I mean, maybe I'll try to cruise up to there and try to check out some of their open skates. But, I mean, I know people go there for autographs, and there's tons of people out there, when the players come out into the parking lot. And it's pretty accessible. They're kind of organized, and they try to keep everybody, just not mobbing the players. But, I mean, like I said, I don't go every year. It's like something it's almost like, in the back of your thought, you're like, oh, I should try to catch some of the Flyers practice, but since I'm not really a fan, I mean, I usually run out to catch Flyer. I don't want to rub elbows with Flyer fans for several hours in the parking lot in Voorhees, but like I said, any hockey is good hockey. Any hockey is any hockey. So we'll see. Like I said, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see what comes out tonight. One box tonight, one box on Thursday. Same spot prices, of course, for Thursday. Whatever hits today, no matter what it is, whether it's a little guy, whether it's a big guy, whether it's a new one, whether it's an old one, same spot prices for Thursday. So let's get to it. We're not gonna wait too long. Let's get right at it. We said nobody's. Oh, Dale's closing. Okay, I didn't see that. There, Dale is closing. Closer mojo for Dale. There we go. That's Keandre and the Matt Murray. Okay. Dale C. Grabbing those two. Okay, very good. That gets us closed. Looking for the closer mojo. We'll see if it pays off. We know that it does exist. Closer mojo is real. We've seen it happen more than a couple times. So it's actually almost due. So we'll see if that pays off tonight. I said both of those new spots. So if a new spot comes out, obviously Dale's hoping for the closer mojo to lean towards a new box. But like I said, he got spots all over the place. So he's not out of the running no matter what comes up. So good luck, everybody. Like I said, nothing else really to add. Obviously, the Sunday spots are live. It is real. Thomas knows it's real. The Sunday spots are live, so you guys get your bids in at your leisure. Don't miss. I mean, of course, try to remind everybody, of course, on Sunday when the spots are getting close, but sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I don't have no time. But I hate everybody to miss something, especially if something you've targeted for a long time. So we'll see what comes out tonight. Good luck, everybody. Let's get my randomizer up. I kept the table kind of organized. I got the 4 oldest on the left, and then the late June and July reloads on the table, and then of course we have the other 13 from the reload on the shelves. So everything is here. Everything is in order. Let's get our randoms up. Okay, Dale with the close. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody participating. I know we got some cool jerseys to hit, so we'll see what comes out tonight. Okay. There we go. As always, 5 or more on our dice roll. Of course, all the jersey boxes are here in order, 53, 81, 86, 99. So I know what's in 2. You guys probably should as well if you've been following along at home. Those 2 boxes, the only ones that are guaranteed, I know what's in them. Of course, the double box, when I pick it up, I probably should have an idea as well. But here we go. Of course, 16 through 32 is the late June, and then the July is 36 through 48, and then 50 through 66 is the new stuff. So here we go, 13 new boxes. 10, 11 of the old boxes, right? No, 9. 13, 9, 5, 1, 2, 1. So good luck, everybody. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me see. 5 or more on our dice roll. It is 6 times. 6 it is. 6 times random. So good luck, everybody. See what we got. 1, 31 boxes, 32 jerseys. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 66 is a reload. 66 it is. That's the very last box on the list. 66, 31, 6 times, box 66. 6 times 66. Woo-hoo! Reload box. See if closing mojo applies. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Woo! Okay, closer mojo is real. We know that. Thomas knows that. I think Nick Evans hit that recently. I'm trying who else has done some closer mojo. Let me see if you have other spots and you buy the last spots. That also counts. So there we go. 66. 66 it is. 66. Remember, 30 boxes on Thursday. Same spot prices. I will throw it back up after we take off whatever is in box 66. And we'll back up tonight. Of course, I'll end this jersey on eBay, so it cannot be bid on. So obviously, I'll cancel whatever bids if you guys are jumping on the spots early. But box 66 will be our box tonight. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Very last box in the run. So 65 is now our highest box there. Obviously, we had 81, 86, and 89, but 66 was the end run. Good luck, everybody. See what we got. I don't know. You know what? It's not Closer Mojo, but it is Jake Gensel, Adidas, Alt, Pittsburgh Penguins. There's my boy, Tampa Bay Lightning superstar for the next at least half decade or so. Tampa Bay Lightning superstar, Pittsburgh Penguins, alternate, very, very nice. Jake Gensel, there it is. Fanatics COA, obviously fight strapped up with the beautiful Penguins. Very, very nice. Adidas, Pittsburgh, diagonally down the crest. Pittsburgh Penguins. Very, very nice. Jake Gensel, Tampa Bay Lightning superstar, former Pittsburgh Penguin and former Carolina Hurricane for 2 weeks or whatever it was. There we go. Congratulations. We have two of those former midnight Carolina Hurricanes. We got Rampton in there. Now we got Jake Gensel. There we go. There's my boy, Lightning Pride, Jake Gensel. Very, very nice. Yes, that's true. 66. There's no rhyme or reason because it's not like I basically numbered them long after they've been sealed up and shuffled up. And I've seen weird stuff like that happen where we've had numbers of teams where there's no other 66s in the league. It's only them. So there we go. Congratulations, Jake Gensel, coming out at box 66. And that goes to Big Al. Big Al steps up, grabbed the Jake late. I know he's feeling it, hitting line A. Now he hits the Jake. Congratulations to him. Very, very nice. I love my boy Jake Gensel. Oh, very, very nice. Congratulations on that one. Fantastic. Sorry for everybody, of course, that did not hit. Your odds are now down to 30 boxes, 31 jerseys for Thursday. Can't wait to see what comes out. Right now, like I said, 30 on Thursday, and then we're into the 20s on Sunday. So unbelievable. Getting there, getting close, getting down to the last 8 or 9 before the reload. But here we go. Jake Gensel comes out on Tuesday. Facebook claim. Congratulations. That was not one of the early picks. That's set for a while. And for some reason, Big Al was feeling it. Swooped in, grabbed that. There we go. Congratulations. Like I said, that was there for everybody to grab. Gensel didn't get much love. I'm not sure. Like I said, I love him. Obviously, he's a Bolt. And I have this jersey in the PC, so it's not like I'm parting with my Gensels. So congratulations. Really, really nice. Like I said, I know he's going to be in Tampa for quite some time. I think he's got 6 or 7 years left on his deal. They gave him the money, definitely the years and the money. It was similar to what Stamkos got in Nashville, and they couldn't commit that to an older player. He's like 5-6 years younger than Stamkos. Obviously, he's not as dynamic a scorer as Stamkos, but he's a fantastic 120-foot player. Fits in great with Point and Cooch on line one. Like I say, he does everything you need to do. He plays some defense. He's good all around hockey player and talented offensively. So Jake Gensel, superstar. Can't wait to see what he keeps doing down in Tampa. Congratulations, Big Al, diving in, grabbing Gensel. Yeah, that was a late stab by him. He was thinking about, he got his picks early. And then, take a shot at Gensel. So there we go. Not Closer Mojo, but definitely late in the game, Gensel gets grabbed. So congratulations to him. 66 gives us Jake. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So thank you much. Thank you much, everybody, for the fill. Can't wait to see you guys back here on Thursday. We're down to 30 boxes. And like I said, it's our stacks. Oh, I guess I even out my stacks. I'll leave it. I'll leave it the way it is on the table. I got the 12 left on the shelves, and keep the other ones on the table. So there we go. Congratulations, Big Al. I'm not sure where he is. I don't know if he's not breaking tonight, so I'm not sure where he is. Guess he's not showing up. He'll watch it on tape delay. He's probably out someplace. But congratulations again. Look forward to seeing everybody back here on Thursday. Thank you much. Waffle Board Breaks takes a couple days off, and see you back here on Thursday. Take care, guys. Thank you.